All right. Hey guys. I don't know if this is if anybody's seen this or not. I was supposed to do a live stream with Chris from the Watch Lounge, but at 9:30, but he is nowhere to be found. So hopefully he's okay. Maybe he's just tied up and couldn't get here on time. I don't know if this is actually recording or if until somebody comes into the stream other than me, does it start recording? I'm not sure how it works. So I figured I'd go on my own since Chris, I can't get connect with Chris. Hey, William, how you doing? Random Rob, how you guys doing? Um, like I said, I don't know if you heard me before, but I was supposed to connect with Chris and do a live stream tonight. But I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he's tied up somewhere. So I figured why not just go ahead and do this live stream on my own. How you doing, Robert? Ryan, my concierge, how you doing? Desmond, what's up? So, Chris wanted to talk about um, G-Shocks. He just bought a couple of G-Shocks. He got the red Casio Oak and the other, I forget the model number, but it was like the camo. And recently had purchased the Tron and uh, Blue Bay. Well, William, it's supposed to be coming in. I spoke to the dealer. He was shipping it to me. At first, he said I'll have it Tuesday. Then he texted me and said you're going to actually have it Monday. So, man, I'm fired up for that. Thanks for asking, Jeffrey. How you doing? Um, so, you know, I had this um, the G-Shock, the DW 5600, I believe the one you can buy for $40 over on Amazon, and I never even thought about getting another G-Shock. I mean, this one, hey, Celine Driver, how you doing? Blue Shirt Buddha, what's up? I had never even thought about getting another G-Shock, right? So I'm part of this group, this watch group started up by Rob on Random Rob, and it's groupthink, right? So like there's a bunch of guys in there who love G-Shocks. Everybody knows Random Rob loves his G-Shocks, and so I was really really curious about what a steel G-Shock would be like. And so I thought about it for a little while, and then the Tron came out, and I was like, no way, I'm not going to get this. I mean, I love it, but I'm not going to get it until I got it, right? And so it's great, man. I love it. Wristwatch check. I'm wearing it right now. I'm pulling a Schwarzkopf today because I'm also wearing the Black Bay 58 in anticipation. The original Black Bay. I guess you could say the original Black Bay 58 now, right? Until the next one comes in on Monday. So I'm wearing two watches, which I normally do not do. Hey Brad, how you doing? So what do you guys have on wrist? And furthermore, you know, what do you guys are you guys G-Shock collectors? I know a lot of you guys here are. Um, but what is it about the G-Shock that really drives this, you know, this cultish following, right? I mean, like it is a cultish following, I feel like, and that's not a bad thing, you know. I think it's a really good thing in this case, right? When we're wearing um, you know, purple robes and white high tops and, going to space, maybe that's not a good thing with the cult thing. Um, but what is it about the G-Shock Square? I mean, for me personally, now that I have the Tron, I mean, it does bring me back to, I grew up in the 80s, right? And that's when the Square came out. And there's so much nostalgia there for me, and yeah, it's nostalgic big time, right? It really, really is. Like I remember like you know, going to school and having that digital watch. I thought I was the coolest kid, right? The digital watch. Like I had no idea what mechanical watches were or automatic watches were. I mean, it was a digital watch, right? and then you had Swatch, right? And obviously, you know, not not digital there, but battery power, quartz powered. And Swatch was great too. But as a 13-year-old in 1986, the G-Shock for me was king. It was G-Shock, it was MTV, um, and it was playing Little League baseball. I mean, I think I was a little too old for maybe Babe Ruth it was at the time. Football, Big League chewing gum, going to the arcade and playing. My game was Kung Fu. I forget what it was called, but it was like two guys going up against each other, and you had two joysticks for each guy, and you did moves with it. There was Mike Tyson's Punch Out was also there. Of course, like Frogger, Pac-Man, all that kind of stuff. Um, but that's what a G-Shock does for me, you know. And I didn't know it, right? I mean, um, I knew it in the back of my mind, but then when I saw that Tron, it kind of just put everything together for me, you know. And yeah, yeah, right. And like it was like 3 or 4 years that they played music, right? It feels like I know it was longer than that, right? I know they had videos and they played it for maybe 10 years until they just got into it. Started with the Real World, right? They were pretty much the pioneer with reality TV. MTV was, right? So they did Real World, and then they did a couple seasons of that. Then they did Roll Rules, and then all of a sudden it was no more music, right? It was just like soap opera, teenage soap opera. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Um, and they lost their way. I wonder why that is. I wonder. And then they experimented with having different channels and one going back to an all video channel. I don't know, MTV3 or whatever it was. But it was such a bummer, right? It was such a bummer that um, that they lost their way. I feel like, right? Um, anyway. Um, so anyway, let's get back to G-Shocks, right? I mean, right. Squares are practical, affordable, great looking, non-stop models, collectible. Absolutely. That's what you love about the G-Shock, right? They seem to kind of like reinvent themselves, every so often, but not change. Like they always had the same DNA. Like what you're looking at, even though they might experiment with different materials or different technologies like solar or Bluetooth or whatnot. Hey man, hey Desiree 68, Desire 68, Desire 60. He loves his G-Shocks. I know that, man. The frog. Yeah, yeah. Um, Real world crap, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hey, okay, so going back to real world and those that remember the real world, right? I mean, I don't know what everybody's age group is here, but um, remember that guy Puck? He was like the second season of Real World, like San Francisco. Um, that dude, like I don't know where they are, um, but that dude was bananas, man. That dude was crazy. And then he had like the Pedro, and Puck. All right, I know way too much about the real world, so let's uh, let's move on. But anyway, so that's what the G-Shocks does for me. It gives me that kind of sense of nostalgia that I love so much, man. Like the Goonies. You know, you remember the Goonies? My wife has never seen the Goonies, but she grew up in the mid to late '90s, so it's almost like a different generation, even though it's not that much different. But technology, I mean, like you went from like radio, Come On Eileen, right, in 1981 or 83 or 84 on MTV, to like Nirvana by '91. You know, way different music changed totally within those 8 or 9 years, and almost like in the blink of an eye, Nirvana came and then just like killed pop for a hot second, you know, um, and then grunge came in, and G-Shocks were probably still bought and sold and worn and loved, right? Um, yeah, Goonies rock, man. You know, Goonies rock. I saw like the cast of the Goonies actually got together during this pandemic, right? And they did like a call or like a Zoom meeting, and like everybody pretty much stayed in acting except for Chunk, right? Chunk is like the only guy who actually left acting, and he's totally different. Like, he's not Chunk, he's just this skinny dude now, you know? So it's like not who you think Chunk would grow up to look like. Yeah, stay up late, catch Headbangers Ball. Absolutely, man. Like, like I remember, my mom would come in at 10, 11 o'clock. It's like, no, no, it's time to go to sleep. And I think it came on at midnight or 11:30 or midnight. And I would just like sneak into the living room and watch it. We had one of those. We actually had a Zenith TV, right? It's funny. Rob put up the great video today about the El Primero, Zenith El Primero. But we had the Zenith TV, and it was like had like a touchpad. It was we bought it from a hotel. My family bought it from a hotel. The hotel was selling it. And hey, Clayton, how you doing, man? Um, and uh, and so, but I didn't have a cable box, right? I had the cable fed through the VCR, so I would sit on the floor in front of the TV, and that was the remote because the TV didn't have a remote, right? I couldn't sit on the couch and do this, so I was able to go and sit on the floor right underneath it and just like change the channels via the VCR, and that's how like I got away with like like remember like back in the day like the Playboy channel would come in sometimes for free. My mom would be like two rooms away, and I'd be just like, oh, I check it every night like religiously, and then it would come in. I'm like, yes, and then like if she would walk to the kitchen, I would like, oh, quick change, quick change. Um, Too much information, right? But whatever, whatever, guys. Um, let's see what you guys have to say over here. Oh, okay. So yeah, G Shocks. Um, I've been so now where do I go with the G Shock, right? I mean, like, I'm interested in the metal G Shocks. I obviously got the Tron, and now I'm thinking, man, I can't wait till they come out with a new titanium G Shock, man. They're all sold out from all the titaniums on their website, and then you go to Watch Gauge. But now I'm thinking, how crazy is that? Like, I went from like you know, the resin, the $40 one, that's great. That's a beater, and I use it all the time. I love that watch, and I always will have that watch in my collection. No matter if this one dies, I'll get another one. Same one. Love that watch, right? I went from that in a matter of like weeks. I mean, so I bought it a while ago, but I go into I buy the Tron, and now I'm like, now I need a titanium one. Now I need one. Now I can't wait. I mean, I love the one that the camo, that dull camo that they had. I love that one, and I missed out on it. I remember going on Watch Gauge and actually adding it to cart, and like thinking to myself, man, this is a little too much. This is a little too much for me to spend on a G-Shock, especially since some of you guys know I love German watches, and I'm trying to focus that way. Now that gets all thrown to hell because there's a new Black Bay 58. Um, and then I took it off the cart, right? And I went back a couple days later. I had convinced myself that I want it. My wife was like, "Oh yeah, that's a cool looking watch." So that's almost like the green light, right? And it was gone, man. It's sold out. And I emailed, I think his name is John from the Watch Gauge. He's like, "Yeah, no, they're out." And they go to the website, and they're out. So hopefully they'll come out. Um, there is a used one on Toppers right now, Clayton? Okay. If you're talking about the titanium G-Shock, I'll check it out. Um, but when they come, I'm interested to see what they're going to come out with. Hopefully they come out with soon. And I may pick it up. I may pick one up, man. I don't know. I don't know. It depends if I can sell the El Primero. if I could, sooner than later, whenever that is, because that's going to fund the Blue Bay, and if there's any money left over, I'll put it away for something else, but or maybe to the G-Shock. Um, but um, but yeah, I mean, great watch. Um, well, that's good to know, man. Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Also, I know this topic is at no, I want to bring it up because it's relevant right now, and I know a lot of people are talking about it, but I am excited about the Blue Bay 58 coming in. I'm getting it in that leathery, that soft leather strap. The AD told me that's what they had, and he wanted, and I bought the original from him, and I like the guy, and I'm fine with that. Actually, I am kind of fine with that. I know if you ever, I subscribe to the philosophy, if an option for a watch comes in a bracelet, get the bracelet. I subscribe to that wholeheartedly. Um, with several different exceptions. Like I think the El Primero on bracelet was easily like $1,500 more than it was on leather strap. That to me was a no-brainer. I'll take the leather strap. That's cool. Um, but if this was the original Black Bay, I wanted it on bracelet, and I got it on bracelet. But the fact that I have the original Black Bay on bracelet, I'm okay with getting the Blue Bay um, with that leathery, soft touch feel, that whatever they're calling it, strap. I'm okay with that. Now, Adrian from Bark and Jack made an interesting point in his video the other day that the actual steel that they use, the stainless steel, they're not, they're exact in every single way, obviously except for the dial, the gilt, and the bezel coloring. But the steel in the original Black Bay is a little bit darker than the steel in the Blue Bay. That's what he said. And he says, you can pick it up on camera. I mean, in person better than you could do in camera. So, so I don't know if I mean, I'll try, taking the bracelet from the original and put it on the new one and see how that looks. But I think I'm okay with it. I'm actually looking forward to it on that blue leathery strap. And that, like I said, that's coming in on Monday. Um, I got the tracking number. I'm following it. I'm checking on it. Like things are going to change, right? like like the hours are going to like it's going to get delayed or not. Of course not. It's coming in on Monday. It's coming in on Monday. It says 10:30 a.m. It's coming around that time, and we'll see about that. Um, so I'm excited about it. I have no idea how many people are watching right now. If there's like nobody left and you guys have all left and I'm still chatting, um, then I'm still chatting. Um, but I won't keep it going too much longer. I would like to know what you guys think. Is anybody going to be picking up the Blue Bay 58 in this group? You guys may not even be into Tudor, and that's totally fine. Um, is anybody picking up anything new? Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thank you. Uh, like I said, this is the first time I'm doing a live stream, and so I'm this interface is very very new to me. Consigliere says, "Get the bracelet for the Blue Bay," and I will. I will absolutely get the bracelet for the Blue Bay. Now it makes sense what the AD was telling me. Listening to or watching Adrian's video on the differences between there's a slight difference in the coloring between the bracelets. I thought I heard the AD tell me that the bracelet was not going to be available like as an accessory, right? Not the watch with the bracelet, but as an accessory for a little while, for almost like a year. He said, Now it's coming back to me, and so now it makes sense that I can't just get, or they're not going to sell me the regular bracelet from the old Black Bay 58 for the new one. Although I could just tell them I want another bracelet for the old one. Not really sure. Um, but that watch is also made for the bracelet. You're absolutely right, Ryan. So um, I'm definitely going to pick it up. Celine, I have a Zello stretcher arriving on Monday. Was supposed to be here Friday, but FedEx. Don't you hate that, man? I feel your pain. I know it's ridiculous, right, though. In the grand scheme of things, it's ridiculous. So we wait a couple more days, but it's not when you're looking forward to something like this, and then they switch it up on you like that. They flip the script Friday to Monday. Man, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Thanks, man. Thanks for yeah, I'm working through formats. I think I have like a system down of the kind of videos that I want to do. Um and uh and I think it's working so far. So I'll keep it up, for sure. Waiting patiently for my wife. Yeah, that's a hot watch, man. The one that you're getting the titanium. That's a good looking watch. Good looking watch. Um, let's see here. Yep, some watches. Yep. I'm going to try for the Blue Bay, but still crushing on Black Bay. Yeah, I'm. You know, I love my Black Bay, man. I love it. I love it. You know, and I always preach to myself, no, brand diversity, Rob, Bobby Legs. My real name is Rob. Brand diversity, Bobby Legs. But there's something about the Tudor Black Bay 58 that I can own another. I could own the Blue Bay and be perfectly happy. Be perfectly happy with that, man. I can own, like I said in one of some of the videos that we're talking about. Maybe it was the one that I did with Ryan. Um, but I wouldn't mind being the Tudor Black Bay 58 guy. You know, to myself. I mean, there's probably other people who on YouTube who probably command more presence who consider themselves a Tudor Black Bay 58 guy. Whatever. I can do that. I can be that guy to myself. You know what I mean? Um, anyway. Oh no, sale pending. You think you lost out on any efficiency? So Ryan and I are big Zin heads, Zinners, and he finally pulled the trigger, was about to pull the trigger on one, and now he may have lost out on it, man. Ah, that's that might be worse than that's definitely worse than having your watch delayed from a Friday to Monday, but still very very painful for both. Um, Waiting very patient. Well, you're calculated, Mike. You got willpower, brother. I gotta tell you. Um, because I was like that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a watch a year. I'm gonna save up and do a watch a year. And in my mind, at that time, that was the right thing to do. I'm gonna do it the right way. And man, it is tough, man. It is tough, and then I start flipping, and I start flipping watches on top of that. I'd never thought. I thought I would a year ago this time. I would tell you, okay, I'm gonna do a watch a year, and I'm keeping all my watches. I'm not. I don't see the attraction in flipping. And then I started selling watches, and then now, like I do that. I do it. I'm a flipper. I'm Bobby Legs, and I'm a flipper for life. Yeah, yeah. All right. What else, guys? I hope they keep going with the fight. Yeah, yeah. I've been thinking about the Black Bay 58 um, GMT version, and you know, I look. I would hope that they do that. I just don't see them doing it anytime soon. They have this issue with a date flip on that with on the 41, and I think before they could move forward with the Black Bay 58 GMT, they would have to fix that. Also, I think and look, I'm not no expert. I don't get paid the big bucks to figure these things out, but I feel like they would be cannibalizing themselves if they went with a Black Bay 58 GMT. Um, because I think everybody would get the Black Bay 58 GMT. I think the 41 A lot of the issues with the 41 was that it was also very thick. Um, and I don't know if you want a GMT to be that, like so you expect you expect divers to be thick some of them anyway, especially when the depth rating gets up, and it's not like the Heritage Black Bay diver has that great of a depth rate. I mean, 660 feet, 200 meters, right? I don't think it's like 300 meters but I don't know. I think they would cannibalize their own selves if they did that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Again, I don't. I'm not making these. I'm not part of that smart that cohort of people who are coming up with ideas over there. They're doing a great job, by the way, if you ask me, especially with the Black Bay line. Colors, yes. Date, sure. But I think the charm of the Black Bay 58 for me is that it's just a three-hand movement and there's no date. I just love the simplicity of that dial. Um, so you know. Anyway, I mean, I look, I have my GMT. It's the UTC, it's the 856 UTC, but I still might get a Black Bay 58 GMT if they come out with it in the 58. Okay. I can't flip it all y'all's up. I that's what I used to think too. Celine Driver, Dane. That's what I used to think too. That I couldn't. Flip. And then I did. Then I started flipping almost at that level. I'm not there yet, but um, I'm almost at that level. I'm always trying to tell myself, yeah, that's how I was. I was there. I used to be like that, Jeff. I used to be like that. Um, but then I started selling, and then like it's easier. It gets easier to sell, you know. I think I think it's helped along by the fact that I have a channel, right? And and so I try to get in watches. People lend in watches to me. Um, I got I'm part of that the Patreon group with Random Rob and we do tour watches and that's great too. But sometimes I have to get watches in, and right now at the size of my channel, I have to buy some watches sometimes, and and so in order to keep that going, I have to sell them, right? So I have to think about purchasing watches with two minds. One as the collector who wants to build a great collection, and two as somebody who is trying to bring in new blood into the channel. And there's so many topics that I can do, right? There's so many videos. Best three watches under $1,000. I feel like you can only do that once. I mean, some people do that every year, and that's great. New watches come in, get released, and people may switch up the lists. But for me, the topics eventually get dry, and where my buddy Ryan comes in, who's in the chat, my concierge. We do every once in a while, every week or every 2 weeks, we do a chat, and then I post a video, because I think we work together. We'll pick up a topic and we work together pretty well, with the discussion. You know. FedEx always screws up the shipments. What a dreadful company. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, has it always, I don't really pay attention. I, I get shipped and I use so many different shipping services that I should know. But has it been bad because of what's been going on in the world in the last like 3 months or 4 months, or has it always been bad? That I don't know. Maybe Charles, you can answer that um, better than I can. Um, but yeah. Okay. So, guys, hey, thanks for like hanging in here. Like I said, Chris and I were supposed to do the live stream together tonight, and it was going to go through his channel, and then I hadn't heard from him, and after 10 minutes, I decided to do this live, and I we're almost at the half hour mark here. I'm gonna cut it off and give you guys the rest of the night. It's Saturday night. Go do something fun. Go on YouTube and and watch some old Headbangers Ball. Yes, Random Rob. Wait by White Lion. Wait, I never had a chance to love you. Yes, White Lion. They had a couple other songs, right? Uh, yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got me. Okay. Go to Celine Driver, watch um some of his videos. I was gonna put out a video yesterday or today on that second hour Jim Diver, but he put out one, so Celine, I'm gonna wait a week or two before I put mine out. You beat me to it. Rob, you win again. You win on your channel and you win on our channels. You got me to stop. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Thanks for sticking by me here tonight, and maybe I'll do this again. See you guys.